Welcome back from the rest hold, everybody. We need to start talking about Hell in a Cell predictions, but before we get into that, I want to introduce another member of the panel that's joining us, Drew White. What's up, Drew?
Just eating sandwiches, talking about gas stations, the usual. If only there's a Red Lobster right next to me right now.
I get jokes. So let's start off with the pre-show kickoff match, which is not going to be Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton against Luke Harper and Braun Strowman, but instead it's going to be that match that we saw on Monday Night Raw, because, hey, why not do it twice, right? Ugh, hate that crap. It is Dolph Ziggler, Neville, and Cesaro against Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus. Now, as I mentioned in the hot tags, Dolph Ziggler is going to be feuding, it seems at least, with Tyler Breeze. So I'm kind of curious why he wasn't included into this match in some fashion whatsoever. I don't know, whatever they're planning on doing. But I'm starting to think maybe this is going to go the opposite route of what I originally thought. I figured the babyfaces were going to win this because they lost on Monday Night Raw. Now I'm thinking Tyler Breeze just gets involved, costs the match for Dolph Ziggler and his team. What are you guys going with?
Before, because I don't know what happened on SmackDown, did Tyler Breeze debut on SmackDown?
Yes, he did. And he
Oh,
attacked Dolph Ziggler and aligned himself with Summer Rae.
hmm, it's interesting. I know a
I'm
lot of
not.
people were speculating him possibly answering Cena's challenge, but I actually have no idea, and I really hope you say something cool because I have no idea.
Yeah, I've got nothing on this. I don't think Tyler Breeze is gonna. It's weird because doesn't sound like they want to transition Dolph Ziggler into a feud with Lana anymore or with Summer Rae anymore. So it'd be odd for them just to do this. Especially since he's in the six-man tag, it just kind of makes no sense. So I'm not sure who's going to win this one, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say babyfaces win.
Pid, what
Yeah,
do you think?
this is a meaningless six-man tag. Just
Oh,
throw it
that's
onto a
understatement.
pre-show. I mean, this is the same one they did on Raw, so it doesn't really matter who wins. Yeah, probably babyface just for a feel-good moment going into the beginning of the show.
Well, let's talk about that, though, for a second. I mean, this is clearly a meaningless match. And it could be interesting. I mean, these guys are talented. I'll tune out to whenever Sheamus is tagged in, I'm sure. But at the same point, like, there's the potential for this to be good. But why do it on Monday Night Raw? I don't understand their mentality when it comes to this. Like, sure, it's meaningless, and you're not going to be like, oh, well, is it really going to matter if they do that? It's not like they're throwing away the world title match. But they already did throw away the world title match. They did the lumberjack match, or the lumberman match, that's what it was called. On, what was it, last week? Or the week before that, or whatever? So it's like, what the hell are they thinking when it comes to, we've got this match set up for a pay-per-view, but let's just do it on Raw beforehand anyway.
You're talking to the wrong group of people because the New Days and versus the Dudley Boys have faced each other for like the 20th straight week now. So this is something they've been doing for a long time. This is something people have been complaining about for a long time as well. So to be honest, we should just be used to stupid stuff like this by now, mainly because it's probably not going to change anytime soon. And usually when one team wins on Raw or SmackDown right before the pay-per-view, 9 times out of 10 the other team will win. So I haven't got to see that match on Raw yet, so I get to go into this with a clean slate. So I'm gonna go with the baby's faces on this one.
Well, does anybody have any, like, defense for why WWE should be doing this? Like, is it something that's a good idea? I can't figure out any reason why.
I mean,
Did they do this?
nothing says the pre-show match has to be anything. It just has to be a match that warms up the crowd. That's usually what the first match of the night is. It's usually some kind of tag match that goes out there. You do a tag match so you can keep it very fast-paced. You don't have to do lots of rest holds. You can just tag in and get someone fresh in. You get the crowd excited, and then you start your show with a warm crowd. That's the whole point.
When it comes to the pre-show ones, it's nowhere near as bad, but I mean, they've done this for other matches too, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, this isn't the only time that we've had this, and it's happened to much more important matches too, and I just can't see what the reasoning behind that is. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to be the type of thing where, like, people were going to be watching this and now they're not because they've already seen this match on Raw. But I just don't see why they would go, hey, let's make sure we do that. Or maybe they don't even, like, maybe they're put so little effort and time into this that they don't even realize they're doing it.
I think you might just be overanalyzing it. I think that they have their all eyes focused on the 2 big Hell in a Cell matches. Everything else is just additional. This is just a way to get all these guys that they want to make sure are getting some exposure because they don't want them to get cold and lost in the shuffle. They can keep them on the show. And then they just put them into the 6-man tag match because you have 3 baby faces and 3 heels. Boom.
I don't know, to me it just seems like it would take them an extra 2.5 minutes to go, oh shit, wait, that's the pay-per-view match. Alright, well instead let's do just like Ziggler and Neville against Sheamus and Barrett.
Oh, well, I don't think they knew at the time they did that match on Raw.
I think they announced it before they did the match on Raw.
No, because it wasn't announced it wasn't even announced on Raw. It was announced on .com.
Huh. Either way, I mean, it's kind of weird because the match didn't end. I didn't watch Monday Night Raw all the way through, but didn't the match just kind of like definitively end? It wasn't like some kind of like...
Oh yeah, Wade Barrett got a bullhammer elbow.
Bullhammer
elbow.
Bullhammer elbow is the best childhood toy ever.
Hell yeah.
I'm writing that down already because that one's sticking, I'm sure.
The kid just opens it up on Christmas and just like fucking elbows him in the face and knocks the kid out.
I wanted a tickle me elbow, not a bullhammer.
But I'm afraid I got some bad news.
Oh man! All right, bullhammer elbows aside.
Yeah, bullhammer elbow to Neville. Pinfall 1, 2, 3. There's no reason to have had a rematch because of it.
I don't understand why they're doing it like that. Hopefully something ends up happening to make it a little bit more interesting, and it's not just, well, we're just doing it again. And man, I really, really hope they don't also run into the issue that they sometimes do, where they do this match another time on next week's Monday Night Raw. I don't want to see this 3 times in a week.
Well, don't worry, Tony. If you missed the match last night, here it is again.
Yeah, then you could always do
that technique.
replays and go to youtube.com and all that other kind of crap.
Other than Ziggler and Rusev and Neville and Barrett, maybe, is there really any... Yeah, I really... I don't know why this match is thrown together. I know... Was it the Randy Orton match supposed to be on the pre-show originally?
Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense why they wouldn't have that match because he's injured, but...
Yeah.
Still... underwhelming.
I mean, they could have did that whole mystery thing where, like, Dean Ambrose builds, oh, you know, I got a friend, he's going to meet me there. You know, you could take out Randy Orton, but you can't take out someone you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to
think would end up being a good person for that.
Eric Rowan.
He does the same thing. He just pops up again in this part.
Does Evan play both sides of the story?
Yeah, blow people's fucking minds.
Oh, yeah. Without the mask, he's Eric Rowan, but with the mask, he's like the demonic follower of Bray Wyatt.
No, it'd just be his big babyface turn. This is what would lead to the path of greatness for Eric Rowan.
Oh, you know what? It would be kind of funny, though. It's like, you thought you was going to get Eric Rowan, and you got Eric Rowan!
Got you guys! Would this match be on the main card if it wasn't for Orton getting injured, or would this match not exist?
No, this match wouldn't have existed at all on the pay-per-view. That's what I'm saying. I think they scrambled and they saw, like, oh, you know, these 6 guys, we like them. They're not doing anything. Let's put them on the pre-show match. I think that's all it was. They saw the match on Raw and they're like, let's do that again.
Yeah, I bet it was probably something along those lines, Tony. So, really, at the end of the day, you should be complaining about Orton getting injured because that's probably the only reason why this match is existing on Raw and at the pay-per-view now.
I could see that it might have still happened. It just might have been some really rushed thing to be like a break between 2 matches. Because right now we have, 7 matches on the card?
Tony, the Divas match is the break between the 2 matches, remember?
Oh, this one's definitely going to be this one. Fuck this one. We'll get to that a little bit, but I guess that's it. All we got to say for the pre-show kickoff match. Kind of blah. Hopefully it's something decent enough to get us into the mood instead of just killing it immediately or whatever like that. But we're going to get into a much more important one in part 5 of this episode of Smack Talk, and that's going to be the first of the Hell in a Cell matches, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. Stay tuned, click on that part, and make sure that you leave your comments below on each and every part here. Tell us what you think is going to happen at the pay-per-view.